Yeah, so I will start with Flexbox. So see 11th module. You see in 11th module we have Flexbox, CSS transform, margin auto, text align center, position relative, line height, everything we'll see today. So basically, what is the Flexbox, guys? So in order to make the website responsive, so let's see, go to inspect tab. So if I'm going this, it is convert into mobile mode. Again, it is converting back to the, you see the difference. Again, it is converting back to the desktop mode, right? So this is happens with respect to the responsiveness of the particular web page. Here, this is nothing but a web page which is there in this particular window. Everything, every tab is nothing but a window here, right? So the page which is rendered, that we'll call as a document. You might know, you might remember this. When it comes to JavaScript, you will daily will spell it as document, 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 so that it will be in your hands on that day whenever you go to JavaScript. But here, just remember that name document. Currently rendered one is a document because HTML is nothing but a document. Basically, it will be a document file. So now you want to apply Flexbox. Flexbox is nothing but one dimensional. It's a one-dimensional layout module which we can apply responsiveness automatically. You don't need to apply some margins, paddings, everything. Nothing. You don't need to apply. It will just align accordingly. I will just show you the image first, and I will see the same Flexbox. So go this. This is the Flexbox. See, take an example. There are three items uh, in a division. So you know div is a block element. Inside the division, you can write n number of divisions or n number of paragraphs, everything. So here you want to write something. It should be starting of the line, or it should be ending of the line, or it should be middle of the line. That is center, or it should be space between, or it should be space around, right? Like this, we have the properties. So we need to stretch. If it is stretching right, it will be stretched towards the next line. If it is centered, it will be centered to that particular. It is horizontal direction and it is vertical direction. I will tell you all this. So this is how images are aligned. The same way we will align now, okay? So that you can understand. So now take an image. We have one division. So take that is a uh, course division, okay? Course div. We have course div. Inside that we have three courses. One is Angular. Another one is Java. Third one is React. So now we want to make this as a flexbox so that it will automatically align. So now for this, I want to apply CSS because items are inside this class. Items are inside the course class. So we need to apply flexbox for which one? Course division, which is the parent one for all the division item elements. So now let's see, we can apply this. So we need to make a display flex. Display flex will have display flex box. So we now need to apply display flex box. Directly display flex is fine. So now we want to make it horizontally aligned, right? So we need to justify content center. And again, we need to align items center. So justify content center is the main axis, which is horizontal axis. And this is the cross axis, which is y axis, align items. So now let's see. Before applying that, it might align, but we want to make it colorful, right? We want to make it colorful. For that, I will make background color to course div background color as purple, so that you can see the difference. Purple. And I will apply for all these divisions, means which are the which are the child divisions of this course div, right? I want to apply all the child elements of the course div with background color something. See, this is the course div. I want to apply all the child, which is a combinator, right? All the child divisions I will apply. background color as orange and color as white. And I want to apply its height and width as 300 pixel, height as 200 pixel. So this, and we don't want any border here, okay? Border none. Here also I don't want any border. By default, it will get the black border. If you zoom it, you can see that differently in a button, right? So this we don't want, border none, okay? Now let's see what's happening here. Okay, so we'll see, everything is got into middle because we made it as center. So we made it as a center. Now, 1 second. So I want to give the gap between each and every item. So I will give as flex, I think gap, row gap, row gap some 10 pixel. Give column gap. Because column gap will be for the particular column, right? So you know that. Give the column gap. We have column gap as 10 pixel. If it is having another row, row gap might work. Now row gap will not work because we have only one row. So now let's see. So these are centrally aligned. So we'll decrease the size of it. So normally, what I will do, I will decrease the width to 200, height to 100. But I will increase the padding for the course so that you can see the gap, more gap. I will give padding to 2 rem so that you can see now. So we are having 2 is almost, it's very odd. We'll give 1 rem. So that is fine now. So this is justify content center. So if I do justify content, flex starting of the particular box, then it will be like this. If I do flex end, it will be at the end of the flex. Now if I do space between, it will be having space in between actually. If I do space evenly, now it will be having even space everywhere. If I do space around, it will be having space around of that. There is no even space, but around space. This is one way, horizontally aligned. So now we need to give the direction for that. Since now it is horizontal, that is nothing but the row direction. If I give flex direction as column, let's see. It went one by one, which is a column like this, right? Now row gap will work. Now row gap will work because it is aligned as a column, but everything as a row here. Here it is a row, horizontally it is a row, again horizontally it is a row. Now here, align item center will work. Align item center will work. That is the main axis. Now you can see the difference. Justify content will work on the main axis, which is horizontal direction. Align items will work on the cross axis, which is vertical axis. You got it, right? So that is what main axis and cross axis, x axis and y axis. This is the difference. Now here also you can align item center, align items flex start, align items flex end. You can give a number of things. Flex end you can have. Align items, what all we have? So these only we have center. So this all we have. Now, if you remove column and do column reverse, it will start from back, means from bottom. It will start from. Anyway, it's having the same space, so you can't differentiate that. You see column reverse. You do row reverse. It will come from back. See, angular is coming last. We just started angular first, but since it's row reversed, it's having coming from back. So that is what the column reverse, row and row reverse. So that is that. This is all we have here basically, and this is the material which I am giving. Already I given this so that you can just practice that. So without applying much CSS, it will automatically align. Now see here, if you just inspect it and go to, see it's automatically aligning, right? With respect to the page size. This is what responsive with respect to the page. See, even it's, we are in mobile mode now. We are in Moto Z4, right? So everything is aligned properly. That is what also responsive with respect to the screen size. So that is how it will be. So that's the importance of flex. We can't do anything. We just do apply the flex, and we can apply justify content, align items. We need to do gap. We can give row gap for the next row and the current row. If you want to column gap, you can give the column gap for all the columns horizontally, row gap vertically, right? So this is what you can do. So these are the basic things, and which are there externally we want to practice, I provided in the material so that you just go through that. Is this fine, right? This concept is fine. So what you do now, I will tell you. For odd and even, if I want to use, because we can use different colors using inline style or something. Now I want to give odd. So what it will happen? Take like this div nth child odd, right? I can give background color yellow. All the odd boxes will get yellow color. Now I can get even also, even as yellow. So that will be applied. If you want to apply for each and everything directly anyway, so you want to apply for each and everything, odd and even like that, because there might be 100, right? So you want to apply some formula, otherwise for 100 separately you can't write, right? So that is how you can apply. You can apply like this. Are you clear till this point, guys? So this is what about flex box. Now I want to center the items. I want to center the items. Let's see. Let's log out. This is centered, right? You already know this is centered. So this is the login page. I want to center it. So I want to develop this. You got it, right? I want to develop this. This is one of the interview question. How to center the login page. They are given login page. You want to center it. So now let's see. I just comment it down, or I will create the new one. Log center. This is what the whole module about, centering using flexbox and transform. I will just do styling here. So I will create a div which is a having form tag. Okay. Before that, we want to have some h2 tag which is login to LMS. After inside that, we have input type equal to email, enter placeholder as enter email. I will just click on it so that it will expand email. So I will just close the input tag, and I will just give line break so that it will go to the next line. Again, I will give input as type equal to password. Placeholder, I will say enter password, right? So just line break. We are taken. For the next one, I will say button login. So this is what our form. If it is looking odd, we'll change the things, not to worry. So okay, file name is different. Login center. Huh? So we have login center. So this is the thing. Now you see everything is attached to each other, right? There is no gap. I want to give some gap. So using for gap, what is the property you remember? Margin top or margin bottom, right? So you can get that. See, now I will give margin and margin bottom for inputs. For button, I don't want, because after button there is no nothing. So that's why we'll follow for inputs only. First input bottom, next input start. Second input bottom, button start. So only bottoms is required as per our logic, right? So we'll give that. So go here for inputs. We'll give margin bottom as some one rem. I will see in CSS we have some units. In the next topics, we'll be discussing the units, but I just want to tell you, we'll do as pixel, rem, vh, vw, percentage, em. So this is how these are the units we will be calculating. So this, when comes to that particular topic, I will tell you. But pixel you already know, might be you listened in somewhere in our life. Percentage we already remember. Rem you don't know, but I will tell you when it comes to one rem equal to 16 pixel. Remember it, okay? 1 inch equal to, sorry, one inch equal to some centimeters, right? So like that, or 1 meter equal to how much? So that will be in some of the different units. That's how CSS will have starts with pixel, pixel, picture to picture. 16 pixel means 1 rem. So that is how we need to do. When it comes to this, I will tell you anyway, but I will just uncomment this, remove this. Margin bottom I will given here so that you can see the difference. Now it is having that. Now I want to make it center. So my aim is to make it center using flex box. Let's see. This I want to make it center. Uh, Class login container. Okay, this is login container. Display flex direction row. No need to give flex direction, I think. Let's see. Align item center horizontally. Justify content center. Let's see what is happening here. Yes. So we don't want to give flex direction row because if you give row, right, it will come side by side. So why it came side by side for H2 and form, right? We have two elements, which are the parent child elements of the container that is coming side by side. You remember now. We are having only two elements. Second element inside we have three elements. That is fine. It will consider only these two as the children. So it will only align those two. This is we centered. So now we need to again center vertically. So position I need to give as just give relative. Let's see what will happen. And we need to give top as margin top. Some 50%. It's 50% is more. I think 30%. Mhm. 20%. I think this is fine. We just almost center the thing. So why it is coming left? Let's see. We'll make it in division inside on more division. Class is uh, child div. Child div. Yes. 1%. 15%. So this is fine. It's almost centered. Now what I want to do, the same way I need to give something so that I can easily understand it's a container. So for this login container, what I will do now, I'll give some background color, some light color. I will give some border 1 pixel solid gray. Because you see in LMS, uh, this is having some gray border and shadow of that. So the same effect I want to do. There is one more thing I want to tell you. If I see uh, this width is almost some which it is able to which is able to fit. That width will be max fit content or the max content which can able to take. If I give that for the parent container, it will be aligned to the left because if it is 100%, then only it will align right. If it is not 100% width, it will not able to center. Now what I need to do, I need to give for this as the width. If I give width for the login container, it won't apply. See, if I give width to the login container, then what it will happen, you will see. Width as 200 pixel. It will not at all apply now. it will come left. It should be 100%. We don't want to disturb that. Div will occupy 100% width, paragraph will occupy 100% width. You just comment it down. You want to give width for this child division. So that I want. Because parent division is a flex box, you should not affect the width. If it is affected the width, it will come to left or right based on your direction. So now I want to give for this only. Then only I can able to provide you, I can able to short the boundary of this. I can able to short the boundary like this. Otherwise it will not be centered. Now I will give width for this. Width as max content. How much content it is providing, that much width I want to give. So this is max content. 1 second. Let's put fit content. Fine. So we'll use max content. Sorry. Instead of fit content, we'll use max content. That is fine. So now I remove background color for this and border for this, and I will just apply for this. You got it right? I want to only the content I want to apply, not for the whole page. So now you can see the difference. You will definitely see the difference. Now see, since I put width as max content, it will just apply to the border level. See, now I can apply padding. Now I can apply padding for the whole division so that I can get the spaces all around. Because this is very odd, right? This is very worst. I want to change this. For this, we can apply padding. Padding to rem almost all sides. So now this is somewhat good. So now I have this. So now these sharp edges I don't want. I want to have some border radius. Border radius 6 pixel. I got some border radius 6 pixel, which is fine. But this gray is very odd. I want to reduce the opacity, means transparency is reduced. So now it is good, somewhat good, maybe. So now I want to make shadow of it. For this, we have box shadow. So I can give box shadow like this. Box shadow. We can give a number of colors. Anything. So what we do? So we'll create a box shadow for this. So there is a box shadow generator. So what it will happen? Go to get CSS scan. So this shadow you want, this shadow you want, whatever the shadow you want, you just click it. It will just copy it. Box shadow you cannot write in your life. So this is RGBA and this is 4 sides, left, right, bottom and right. How much pixel you want? So those much pixel it is giving. Bottom is greater than, right? Bottom is somewhat greater than top. Top is very less, 0 pixel. Now you see you have box shadow. It's applied box shadow, and this is very odd. I don't want this as a border. I will remove this border. I will just make it much transparent. Now see, this is somewhat good, right? So this is how we need to center the element. After centering, you need to apply styles like this so that it will get beautified. So now what we did using flexbox we centered, right? So now using transform also we can center. That I will show you. So go to and transform center. I will create a HTML file for this. So what I do, box model, whatever, sorry, what is this? Login center, right? The same division I just copy and will apply for this, okay? Transform center. Go here and add it here. So now I want to transform login container. What? I want to transform login container. Go here. Again, write style tag, okay? For this, I want to make position absolute. In the next sessions, we'll know what is the position absolute and what is the position relative, what is the position inherit, static, and all, and sticky. So now I want to apply top 50%. 50%. Answer left 50%. Margin top, margin left will act as like the same as top, left, bottom, and right. Okay. So margin left, margin left, margin top, top, margin bottom, bottom, margin right, right. So will act as same. So you can use any of this. Okay, fine. So now I want to do transform. I want to rotate it or translate. So I want to rotate it. It will rotate 3D or 2D, rotate X or rotate Y. So whatever maybe you can rotate it. If it is square, you can able to see the rotation. We don't want to see that. We don't want to rotate it. First, I want to translate it. Translate X comma Y. If you give the same, it will take for the both. I will get my minus 50%. Minus 50%. What is this? Transform center, right? It's applied. It's almost gone, right? We didn't apply anything. With this, we got it. So now I will just apply the background color and all, copying from here. For child only, right? We applied. So we just apply this because these styles we need, right? Transform center. Applied. It's directly applied. Margin top, we didn't apply here. We might apply. Margin top, right? Okay, for input, right? We applied. So that also we'll copy. This one. Input. For inputs, right? We margin bottom we applied. So what is this? Transform center. Here we just copy it so that you can see the difference. So this is how using translate transform. You are transforming minus 50 degrees for the current is, it is going beyond your limit. See, for every input, for example, take Java or Python or JavaScript also. There will be int, float, double data types. If it is go beyond its range, it will go to minus. So everything in the computer is starting from minus to plus. What is the size of the byte? 8 bits, right? So if it is the byte will be equal to 256. 256 means it will store from minus 127 to minus 127 to plus 127. So that is what its range. The same way you are giving minus 50% beyond its range and align into the middle. That's why we are doing minus. So that is only the reason. And we are making top 50 and left 50. It will align center with respect to the translate. If you remove any of the thing, nothing will apply. It will be the combination. Okay. If you put relative also, it will not apply. Why? Because when you comes to the position, you can able to understand. So, but positioning of the element with respect to the window or the previous element, with respect to the window is absolute. With respect to the previous element is relative. That is for relation to the previous element. That's why if you get margin top 1 rem, previous element's margin bottom is 1 rem. If you give margin bottom 1 rem with respect to the absolute, it will get to the window reference. So it will not follow the previous element reference. So that is what the difference. When it comes to position properties, we can able to easily understand that. I'll just log into registration portal. So we'll go to the courses. I'll go to the Angular and go to the CSS. This is the 11th one. So now in this module only we have positions. And now we have text align. So there is a text align property for the paragraphs, divisions, etc. So take a paragraph or take a header, H1 or H2. This is header. This is paragraph. The data, inline element which is having data like paragraph, H1 and all, right? We can use text align center. It will come to the center of the particular line. We use P comma H1 so that we can select both and we can do text align center. So it will automatically apply that. This is para. Text align center will apply center to the page for paragraphs, H1 tags, etc. And we can use margin auto for the paragraphs. So I'll just use this. I don't want this. I just want this. I'll just copy this again. Just paste it. So we got this, right? So we use for para. So now remove this. So you know this now. Let it be. Now I use for para margin 0 auto. So this will also make it center. Which one we are using? Something changed. 1 second. Okay. So we're applying this. We need to apply outside of the division. Okay. Otherwise it will be manipulated. So we just go on to this because this is absolute. This is coming down. See, this is absolute. That's why with respect to the window, see this we will call as a window because this is the window which we opened. These are the different windows, right? I gave absolute. That's why irrespective of the previous element, the position will be 50% of the margin. Top or margin top will act as same. So since I given 50% by putting absolute, from top it is taking up 50% and the next element whatever are there which are in by default inherit position inherit or static, so those will be with respect to the previous elements and relative will also with respect to the previous element. Since we get an absolute for this, so the next elements which we written right here, those will go to the top. What if I put position absolute for this one also, for paragraph position absolute? That will also come. See, this will also coming down because I given something margin on auto. Let's see what is that. 0 on auto. Use margin 0 on auto. If you're applying 0 on auto, what is happening? Top and bottom is 0. Left and right is auto. You got it right. Top and bottom is 0. Left and right is auto. So then what it will do? It will align center based on the situation. It will align center. Basically, it should align. Let's see. It is not aligning now. Let's apply for header also. Let's see what will happen. Auto. 1 second. Let's see. 0 auto. Okay. This is centered. Okay. Let's give you one thing here. It's a class. I just defined in a class dot width equal to 100%. I can give 0 auto. Once again, I will write in a new file. No need to come with the center p.html. Let's start some paragraph. Highlight some paragraph and go to style. margin 0 auto. Center P. This is the file name, right? So with 100%. Let's put in some division. Might be in division it might work. So class equal to center div. So we'll make it as uh, another div, child div. So we'll make this child div margin auto. Since it's a class, we need to use dot. Uh, we'll give center div 100%. No, it's not coming. Maybe something wrong happened. Let's start with position. Anyway, this is there in material, just practice it. So we'll tell you position static now. So, okay, I will have two elements. Input type equal to text. Placeholder enter name. That is one. I have input type equal to password. Placeholder password. Enter password. Okay. Enter password. I'll just comment this. So this is what I have. So now for all the inputs, I will just give as inputs is a tag, right? We need to no need to give tag. So now I will apply margin top. Margin top some 20%. See, since we have given margin top 20% for both, it is applied. Since it is static position will be equal to the relative position with respect to the previous element. I will tell you what is happening. In positions, we have five types. Positioning of element. We have absolute. We have relative. We have static, inherit, sticky. There is one more thing. Fixed. This is fixed. So now fixed will be like in background attachment, we did something, right? That is fixed means with respect to the scroll, it will move. If the background attachment is scrollable, with respect to the scrollable, it will attach. If it is fixed means only the content is scrolling, background image is fixed. So that is was fixed. If you fix new button something, right? If there is scrolling up and down, that will be on the top. See any website that will be scrollable. I will show you now. Position fixed example, I will tell you. Go to this, which I was developed this. Inspect it. And now go to mobile view. See here, which is fixed here. This is fixed. See, even though if you're scrolling, right, that is going beyond and below of that, right? So there is a thing here. This we will call as Z index. Z index means x-axis, y-axis we have cross axis with respect to the x and y. So that we will call as Z index. If this Z index is 1, the body Z index is 0, then it will come top of this. Means this Margi Labs, this uh, top bar, right? That Z index value is higher than the body index. Body Z index might be 0 by default. Every Z index might be 0. Since this Z index is 1, it is come on top. It will go to the bottom when it comes. This position is fixed. It cannot change the position with respect to the scroll bar. So that is the position is fixed. And I will tell you all the examples one by one. Okay. What is the file we created? center B. Okay. So now what I will do for inputs, I will tell as position absolute. This one, right? I had given absolute, it went to somewhere. Let's see where it went. So what I give, I will give margin top only 1%, not more than that. Okay, so there is an input, there is an input, there is a password. If you want to make the difference between input difference, so I will give here as class absolute. I will give here class as relative. Okay, I will use class as fixed so that I can apply different styles so that you can remember now. So absolute I will put on top. Even though if I put on top, it will come bottom. Now you see the difference. So dot absolute, I will apply margin top, sorry, margin bottom, 20 pixel, and even margin top, 30 pixel. If I give to relative, I will give margin top bottom 20 pixel. If I give to fixed, margin bottom 20 pixel, right? Let's see what is happening here. One is went off, right? Password and name we have. Password we have. Name we have. I think one is missing. What is that? Let's see what is happening. For input, I will just remove this so that you can see the difference. We have three. Just comment it out. Control slash. Control. We have control button and slash after shift, right? Before shift. So that will comment it. And same way you can again press it, it will uncomment it. So that's how we can comment it. So now what we will do here, position absolute, position relative, position fixed. We'll just give a margin. But for that we need to give as position, which is absolute, which is absolute. Now we have position relative, right? I will define position relative for this also. Again, now I will give position fixed for this. Now let's see what is happening. So since we have given here password and name, see what is happened. Password will be lost, but names are should be before, right? So since we have given, which is this, right click and inspect. So what we do, enter a relative, okay? Enter absolute. Enter relative and absolute so that you can see the difference. See, absolute is coming before. Why? Because for absolute, you mentioned margin top 30. If I give margin top 20, see what is happening. Uh, just comment on this. If I give margin top 50, it will come as 50. So this is absolute, right? This is absolute will be top. You know, in HTML, one element will follow the another element because this absolute will come top. Why it is coming bottom? Because that position will not with respect to the this elements or the previous element. That position is absolute means with respect to the Windows position. It will start from here. If I give margin top 0, now you see the difference. Margin top 0, you can see the difference. It's not at all there here. Just give 5. It is there. See, it's overlapped. 0 means already it's went to top. Now we given 5 because it's overlapped with relative, right? So it will always not follow previous or next elements. If it is absolute means it will always follow windows from here, from top and from left. Where it went off. So it will always not follow previous or next element reference. It will always follow the window viewport reference. This is nothing but a window, right? This always takes from top, left and bottom. From top and left and bottom only it will follow the window. If it is relative, if it is relative, then it will follow the previous and next element reference. So now let's see. If it is relative and margin bottom 20 means what is relative here? Here the second element is relative. So if I take margin bottom 20 or margin top 20, it will take the previous element reference. Since it is not having any previous element because this is absolute, it will take the default from top. Again, if it is having before this, if fixed is before in relative of this, right? Then if you apply margin top for this relative, then after completing this, the next place will start, right? From there, it will take margin top, not the window. If you have n number of elements from here, I will show you what is happening again. If I have n number of elements here, after completing all the elements, it will start, right? From there, after completing all the elements, the last element after this, it will take the margin, not the top. So that is what the relative. Now you can see the difference. It's overlapped with each other because these are fixed, right? Those are fixed at the same positions, one on each other. That is overlap. So that is also one issue. We'll make it. So you can see n number of things. If it is fixed, it means it will be in the same place. And it will be in the same place. You cannot see that, right? So that is what the fixed. If it is fixed, it means, however, even tsunami might come, it will not move. So that is what fixed. And this is what absolute with respect to the window. And there is a relative, which is the third one, a previous element reference it will take. So that is the importance of positions. So now you see this is sticky. What it will do. So where is this website? Go to again. This is sticky. It is sticked somewhere. And this is fixed. Okay. And these are position relative with respect to the previous element. They are aligned. I think it's a flex box of the grid, which is aligned side by side, right? Side by side might be aligned side by side with space or row gap or column gap. We can use this and we can apply this. And this one, it is having some width and this might be having the different width. 70% of it is occupied, 30% of the width is occupied. Height might be max content or the fit content, right? You already know that height and width, max content, 100 pixel, 200 pixel you can give. So this is the 70% of the page width. This will be the 30% of the page width. And height will be max content. And background image, we have this. Background image is fixed. It seems fixed because it is not moving, right? You can see here. That is fixed. That is not scrollable. Background attachment is not scrollable. That is fixed. You got it, right? So these are the CSS properties which we learned till now. And we use line height. Using calc also we can apply, we can make the division into the center. You can see that in practice. We just practice that. Line height. What is the line height? Since we have paragraph, we don't have a paragraph here. I just take some paragraph. Not this one. This one, right? We applied. Okay. So just remove this. We applied this. For paragraph, I want to apply line height. Line height, I will apply 20 pixel. So basically, this is the line height. So this is the line height. See here, there is less line height. For every line, there should be height. So that is what the line height. I will show you now. So torturing. Okay. See, I given 20 pixel. If I increase that to 30 pixel, 60 pixel, what will happen? Let's see. See, this line height is very increased, right? So that is what the line height property. If I give 20 pixel on it, that is fine. Now there is a word wrap. I will tell you. I will restrict the width of the division to 200 pixel. Height is auto. Height is, I can give height also 100 pixel. So now the whole content will not fix in the small box, right? It should be maximum of that, right? So now let's see. It should not be fixed in the whole content. Now I will give border so that you can see the different 1 pixel solid red. Let's see what is happening here. See, in the small box, that much content is not enough. For this, if we want to make it scroll bar for that, so we need to use overflow. It is overflowing that particular box, right? Overflow X because it is X-axis, sorry, Y-axis. Overflow Y as scroll. If you get scroll, you will get scroll bar. If you give auto, if scroll bar is needed, then it will come. If it is not needed, then it might not come. If you could directly overflow scroll, even though there is less content, that scroll bar skeleton will be there. We don't want that skeleton, so that we will make it as auto. Because without scroll, we want skeleton, no, right? So it will get auto. That is the difference between overflow Y, auto, or anything, overflow X or Y, auto, and scroll. If I give more content now, see, if I give more content and put auto, scroll bar will come because that is auto. If I put hidden, that will be hidden. That should not be visible. And we can, if we remove Y, it will apply for the both X axis and Y axis. It is hidden. And here, now I can apply auto so that auto will take whether if it is not having scroll bar, it will remove the skeleton. If it is having the scroll bar, it will apply automatically. You got it right? Now, width I will give some 250 pixel. So this is the thing. Now we have line break. Normal. Normal means it will normally break word by word. If I do, I think break word, I think word break. Word break. Keep all, break all. If some word is in the middle of that particular break with respect to the width, it will come to the next line. So that is what break all, word break. It will break. Maybe currently we see WIT is break and H is coming to the next. T is break and coming to the next line. So if you apply that, you cannot able to see properly. So you should not apply that. It should be normal. So this will be applied only if you don't have space. Then only you need to do this. Otherwise, you should not do this. Break all. Everything will be break, right? That should do not apply. So for that word break, you will put something kind of normal. If you put normal, then it will be normal. Otherwise, if you put break all, right, it will break like this. And that is what the line height. I think we just covered all this. So we have overflow wrap. Break word or normal. The same. Overflowing means horizontally it is overflowing. Then we need to break the word or we need to make normal so that words will not break. If it is greater the word that is overlapping, then it will come to the next line. So we'll put normal. Because every time we don't want to break the words. So that is very difficult to read it, right? So that's why we'll put normal. If I put as break word, it will break each and every word in that at the end of the line. So we don't want to see here also it's break. Somewhere it will break. We don't want to do that. So that is what overflow wrap. Whether we are wrapping the content based on the width or based on the height. So that we want to break the word or we want to put normal. If you want to break the word, those two spaces also will be utilized for width. If it is the word WITH width, the last word will be WI only because it is having only two empty spaces. It will fill it and break the word. If you put normal, that those two spaces will be left alone and it will come to the next line. So that is what that. These are the small things. You just by practice will get into that. This is the typography media queries. This will take much time. I want to stop it here because today it was very bored. Okay. Uh, this media query, I will tell you what is that media query. See now this is uh, in computer you see big screen, right? And you can see big image also. Now you see computer width is almost 1160 pixel or 1200 pixel, which is a width. Now when width is decreased to mobile means 430, right? Width is 430 now. So now what is happening? Now width is 430. The image size also should decrease, right? The content size also should decrease, right? If I go to mobile laptop view, again that image size will be increased, right? So with respect to different screen sizes, we need to apply media queries. Media screen width, min screen width, maximum screen width. With respect to that, now you see, since it is there in laptop, you have the whole bar. But in mobile, I don't want to have this. I should have only button. If I click this button, sidebar will come. This will be different, right? This HTML content is different. That HTML content is different. This we need to apply using media queries. That we will discuss in the next class because media queries is important for mobile responsive. If you can able to open LMS in mobile, right on top right, we have the button. That is because of media query. But in computer, you don't have that. That is the difference between screen width and screen size. We are changing the HTML elements to display it or not. There you can learn something. After that, we'll go normal. Yatish, any doubts, Yatish, till this point?
No, sir. No, sir.